What is going on? Ted from Grub and Gravel with a couple products from a company called LUX Outdoors. And as you may glean by their name, they make outdoor camping lighting. Now, they make several products that they have listed on Amazon, but they have sent me 3 of them today to share with y'all, and we should be able to shed some light on some of this situation. So the first one we have today is called the 3-in-1 Camping Light. So it's just a little flashlight-sized lantern, flashlight, what have you, that's got a few tweaks to it. So what we're going to do is, first thing is, one click, and it's going to get you a straight flashlight. You know, it's actually a pretty bright flashlight. And then you click it again, and there's LED lights at the top that are shining down. So you have sort of a lantern. And then if you click it again, you get kind of a softer light that you can use. Now, so one of the things about this, why this is 3-in-1, you saw the flashlight, you saw the lantern. That's 2 things. Okay, well, so this lantern is going to be able to be used right side up. You could just, it's got a magnet on the bottom, so you could just stick it right to the tabletop. I mean, this thing's not going to move over. It's pretty stuck to the table just because this is a metal table. But what this lantern comes with is this little ring right here. And so if you're going to have it on the tabletop, you pull this little rubber gasket over the top, and it sits right into like a little groove. And now, you know, you're not shining light across everywhere. Maybe you're in a dark zone where you're not allowed to broadcast too much light, anything like that. This is going to keep your light right here where you want it to be, you know, right at level. So what you can also do is, let's see if you can see this, you take this little rubber gasket and you slide it down to below the line. And there's another little bracket there. So when you flip this over and correct your rubber ring there, it gives you a hanging lantern, which, like I said, with a magnet on the bottom, you can use it to pretty much hook to anything you want to, you know, and you got yourself a little light. Another one of the features for this little lamp is, if you long press this button, it turns on a strobe light that comes out of the flashlight. If you clutch it again, it's an SOS. Flashlight, little lantern, low lantern. So let's configure this to be the little table lantern. Like I said, you just slide this back up to the top in that little groove and then adjust the rubber, right? It's a little lampshade for you. And then the light is kind of just where you need it. All right, so the second thing they sent me is this little lamp right here. Now this is kind of a, you're not able to see anything with this one, huh? Let's get some of this light over here. This is a little Acorn light. You know, a little plastic top. It's got a little aluminum brackets that are around here so you can drop it on the ground, stuff like that. Nothing's going to happen to it. And then it's got a little hook that it hangs with right here at the top. Let's see if we can get a better light for you to shine so we can see this. So this is what that one looks like. Little Acorn. I kind of like this one. I'm going to use it with my canvas tents. It kind of gives me that old school military kind of style. Push this top button here, long press it, it turns on these lights. Now these are tungsten strips that are lit up in here right now. And then if you hit it again, it turns on a set of LEDs that are up top that are blasting pretty much, you know, pretty much at the ground. Another button gives you both of those lights put together, and then another click gets you back to just the tungsten ones. Now, here's something that's interesting. So if you have it hanging, right, you got it hanging up, and you want to adjust the light once it's hanging, all you simply do is twist it, because the knob right here is hooked to this hook. So you can turn the light up, or you can turn the light back down just by rotating that thing, you know what I mean? Same thing with this piece here. Simply rotate it. You can see the light getting brighter. All right, so let's hang this up back here and get us a little more up here and get us a little more light. And then we can take a look at the third lantern they sent me. So this one's a little bit bigger contraption. You notice it's got this thing on the top of it here. Well, that is a fan, right? And so the fan has its own separate button right here. Turn that fan on. And then this fan itself is on a pivot. And I guarantee you, this is going to be my new summer rooftop tent lantern. So let's turn this fan off for just a second. And the button right above it, there's another button right above it. So you hit the button one time, and that's going to turn on a flashlight that's in the handle right here. See what I mean? And it's, you know, like I said, it's a real definite beam on this one, right? And then you can go, oh, you got a lower set in here. And then the next button is going to be a strober. And then after that, it turns on a lantern that's in the main base. So all three of these have had 1500 milliamp batteries. But this one's got an extra little trick to it up its sleeve. It has solar panels on the bottom. Now this is probably only going to be a couple of watt solar panel. But then again, this is only a couple watt light. So probably for every hour you leave this out in the sun, you can run this light for. Now your fan is probably going to take a little more juice. But even a tiny fan like this can't run more than, 1 or 2 watts, something like that. Now this one, just like the other ones, does have a USB charging port on it. If you're just want to make sure you're ready before you leave the house, and then you can live off your solar panel the rest of the way. It's got a little hanging hook right here, so you can get it up in the air. And then that's going to give you the ability to aim this fan where you want it to go. Like I said, this is definitely my summer lantern this year. All right, check out the fellas at Lux. I'm going to leave a couple links in the description. Like I said, they have several lamps. I just had 3 here to show y'all today. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take it easy.